everyone, this is BioPhoenix here. So today we're going to be taking a look at a Super Famicom game, and that happens to be Battle Zeque. And it was developed by Arsis Software and published by Asmic Entertainment. And it was released in 1994, and it just ever so happens to be a beat 'em up. So with that said, now let's take a look at the game's story, and well, yeah. So I can't really say much on it, but I'm pretty sure you guys probably must get sick and tired of me saying that all the time whenever I review a Japanese-only game. Well, maybe just for amusement, I'll make up my own story. It is my duty to kick ass and eat rice balls, but I'm all out of rice balls. What the hell are you doing here, you little bitch? I'm here to gather the 7 Chaos Balls to grant my wish to Master Sharon. Well, you shall not pass. Now, you must eat my asshole, you fucking cunt. Gotta love the perfect translation on this. I bet Ted Woolsey would be very jealous of that. But in all seriousness though, you play as 3 female characters and you just gotta beat the fuck out of everyone. That's literally all you need to know. But anyways, onto the main gameplay. Like I said, it's a beat 'em up, but this one, instead of being like a typical side-scrolling beat 'em up, this one looks kinda like a platformer. So unlike the usual ones like Final Fight or Streets of Rage, there's no like going like up or down, you just go left or right, and you can jump on ledges. So you fight a bunch of different enemies, pick food off the ground, of course. You can use a special attack, but it does drain a little bit of health. And you can use magic attacks, which are different with 3 of the characters. And at the end of each stage, you gotta fight a boss, so yeah. If you know what a beat 'em up is, which I assume you would if you were on here, I don't know how the hell you got here not knowing what a beat 'em up is, then, well, yeah, nothing much more to say. So now, onto the game's controls. So, the controls in this one are kind of alright. So the button layout is very easy, you know, one button jumps, the other one attacks, and by the way, you only have like one attack, but you can also duck an attack, and you can also attack in the air. And doing the specials is a little bit tricky. I usually just like wiggle around the D-pad while attacking, and it just does it randomly. But honestly, I don't think the special attacks are really worth doing unless you're surrounded, because they really don't do a whole lot of damage for the most part. And then one of the other buttons allows you to use the magic attacks. And pressing the shoulder buttons allows you to block. So, the attacking in the game feels alright, but the one issue I do have is that the blocking in this game is, not only is it a little bit delayed, but also, whenever you do block and then you unblock, you actually get stuck in the same spot for like a second, but that second can leave you wide open for an attack. But yeah, other than that, the controls in this game are okay, you know, nothing great, but nothing terrible. So now let's get moving on to the other things, like the graphics. So the graphics in this game are kind of a mixed bag for me, but let's talk about the good, as always, first. So a lot of the backgrounds in this game are pretty nice looking. Okay, maybe the first stage is a little bit bland, but I do find the stages later on, though, do look a lot nicer, especially like this stage on like this little like Chinese looking bridge. There's a lot of really cool looking details. And the characters on the select screen actually look really nice, but the one unfortunate thing about them is that in gameplay, they don't look nearly as good. I mean, they don't look bad, but they don't look nearly as cool as they did in the select screen. It's a little bit misleading. In fact, this red-haired chick, when you select her, she has like really big eyebrows that kind of makes her look like Tomba in PS1. But only without the pink hair and less of a caveman and more like a Chinese lady warrior. And as for the other enemies, they're pretty generic looking. I mean, yeah, you got one character that has like a Jason Voorhees mask, which is kinda cool, but other than that though, yeah, they're pretty generic and forgettable. But overall, the graphics in this game are just kind of okay. Even for 1994, I have seen better looking games than this. And as for the game's music, well, I also do think that it is also okay, but I do feel that it is a little bit better. So all the songs do fit the theme of this game, which is really good. And there is a few songs that I do kind of like in this game. I do think they do sound pretty cool, but then there's a lot of other songs that are a little bit forgettable. But for the overall OST, there's a couple songs that I like, and there's a couple that are not bad, but are just, you know, kind of just okay. And there's actually an equal amount of them. For each good one, there's also like another just okay song. So yeah, overall it's just very mixed. So now, if you wanted to go out and buy this game, so I've seen a couple of loose carts going for about like $20, $25, even some going for $30. but I've also seen a couple of complete copies going for at least $70, so I'm not really too surprised, but it's not as much as I thought it would have been. At least it's not like over $100 for a loose copy. That would just be way too fucking ridiculous. So now, as for my overall thoughts on this game, man, this episode's a lot shorter than usual, but that's usually what happens when I review a game that is just painfully average. So yeah, the game is not bad, but it's also not good. Like I said, it's average. There's just nothing really all that much that sticks out with this game. It just feels very generic, there's not a whole lot going on for it, and also this game does have a couple issues that I just wasn't really a huge fan of. For an example, like the blocking being kind of annoying. And even on easy mode, this game is just really difficult. For an example, like enemies can take out like a ton of your health in like one combo. It's pretty annoying. And whenever you pick up a healing item, it barely gives you enough health. Even the medium one like only gives you like enough to get back like one punch. And you also gotta love bosses that spam the same move over and over again. Just love that shit. In fact, that's the reason why I love playing video games, so I can fight enemies that just spam the same move over and over again to a point where I just can't even move. And for all the dense motherfuckers out there, I'm being sarcastic. And whenever you fall into a pitfall in this game, and yes, there is plenty of them in this game, you just lose a life automatically. You don't lose like a little bit of health or even like a bunch of health, you lose like pretty much everything. And there is limited continues, but you do get pretty good amount of continues, but still, every time I play this game, I just get really bored and wish I was playing a better beat 'em up. And obviously, if we're talking about Super Nintendo, I'd rather play like the Final Fight games, but if you guys want like a good, obscure beat 'em up, play Ghost Chaser Densai. That game kicks ass. Even though it's not as good as its arcade counterpart, it still plays really good on the Super Nintendo, and honestly, I kinda wish I reviewed that game. But as for Battle Zeque, it's just pretty mediocre and kinda meh. Well, shit, it seems like lately I've been taking a look at a lot of meh games. Like for an example, the last review I did was Ocean Commander, which was the very meh shoot 'em up, so yeah, I don't know, hopefully I can do something a little more exciting next time. Hopefully. So with that said, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.